China tariffs. Is your PCB vendor playing above board? This week on Gerbers and Grounds.
Hi, my name is Greg Papandrew. Welcome to Gerbers and Grounds, a series of short videos for PCB buyers and program managers on how to get the most out of the circuit board supply chain. I'll give you tips on how to leverage your buying power without sacrificing your quality or delivery standards.
A lot of customers ask me, Greg, how do we minimize tariff costs? Well, one of the ways to minimize costs is to understand them. And a lot of customers don't know that the tariff only applies to the cost of the circuit board at time of export from China. If you get a letter like this that says that the tariff is going to be applied to the cost of the PO price, then you're getting ripped off.
This is how it's supposed to work. A U.S. customer is charged $1.20 each for a PCB made in China that only costs the broker 80 cents at time of export. The 40-cent difference covers the broker's cost of overhead, things like freight, inspection, warehousing, and of course profit, all of which are not subject to the tariff. The tariff of 25% is required on the buy price of 80 cents, meaning a tariff of only 20 cents is required. The total cost of ownership of that board as reflected on the invoice should be $1.40, which is the sell price of $1.20 plus the tariff-related expense of 20 cents. As is shown in the letter, some PCB distributors are applying the tariff based on the value of the purchase order, their U.S. domestic sell price, and not the price of the board at time of export from China. So using the same example, with the 25% tariff applied to the sell price of $1.20 per board, this means the broker is charging a bogus TRE, tariff-related expense, of 30 cents per board, for a total cost of ownership of $1.50 each. Unfortunately, you, the customer, are wrongly being charged, overcharged, adding 10 cents more per board in profit to the broker.
While some vendors may be charging you too much, others may be fudging the numbers and charging you too little, like having a recurring engineering charge on every order, or charging you too little of an amount in proportion to the actual cost of the board. You need to ensure that your circuit board vendor is above board when it comes to the application of tariffs. You need to have an honest and open discussion that they're being applied correctly. Otherwise, you could disrupt your supply chain. Having a hold harmless agreement in place makes sense. It ensures your company is protected from any liabilities of wrongdoing by a vendor that could be fudging the numbers. You don't want someone coming after you for taxes on boards from last year and the penalties associated with that. Another thing I hear all the time from customers is, Greg, we don't pay any tariffs. Our boards come from Taiwan. And I just laugh. Because you as a program manager or buyer need to look at total cost of ownership. Many of you don't even know that the cost of a circuit board, even with the tariff from China, in more cases than not, is actually cheaper than the board come from Taiwan. For better or worse, the China of today will be the China of tomorrow. Sure, you can get boards in Korea, Vietnam, India, Taiwan, even here in the US. But three things to consider when you're getting those boards: capacity, technology, and the cost of doing business in those nations. Even with the tariff, it's still the best bet to get boards from China. It is important for you as the program manager, the buyer, to be asking these questions of your vendor and to know exactly what your costs are associated when it comes to tariffs. To learn more, to have an education about circuit board buying from China or anywhere else in this world, contact me, greg@boardbuying.com.